for some natural news and some things that we can, share with you, which can have your body working to get itself back into proper perspective. We have a lot of people that come into the service now that having problems with their bodies, and it's a lot of questions. And of course, we spend a lot of time answering questions and letting them know how they can change from where they are to where they would like to be. And it's unfortunate that some don't really want to change. They just want to keep doing the same things they've been doing and wondering why they don't get, the best rewards, or they don't get their body back. Or you have to do the right things. You have to put the right foods in your body. You have to clean out the toxins. And it's for some, it's just kind of difficult to explain to them why detoxing is impossible. I mean, not impossible. Why it's something that needs to happen periodically, because when we're eating a lot of the wrong things, we get a lot of stuff that's staying in the body and creating problems because the body can't get rid of it. You have your kidneys, you have your liver, you have all these different organs that are working to keep you healthy, but yet we're putting in all of the bad things that are creating problems and causing these parts of your body not to be able to fulfill their job for you. So let us, let's start studying more as to what we need to be doing to make sure that we have health instead of illness. No one wants to be ill, but a lot of people are. And it's because of what they have been putting into their body. Too much fast food, too many things that we eat just because we like the taste. We need to be putting things in the body that actually help build up the body. And when it comes to cleansing, there's a time when you need to just back away from whatever it is you think you just have to have, and realize that you need to go through some detoxification, meaning you need to go through some time to clean out some of the things that's building up in the body so it doesn't become a major problem. And that's what has happened with a lot of folks, because a lot of the people that come here have lumps and bumps and different things going on that are there because of what they were consuming over a period of time. And a lot of the time when I talk to someone about how long have you ever done a detox? First of all, have you ever done a detox? What's that? And well, I did, and then they tell you about the one thing that they did 5 years ago. You see, your body is more important than that. You need to keep it, you keep it cleaned up, a bit. Put good stuff in it first of all, so that it doesn't get all clogged up. But when you've been a little bit off the beaten path and you've put things in your body that's causing it to become, jammed up and clogged up and causing little problems, then it's time to switch from all of the things that you think you love and get involved with the things from God's pharmacy that can help you to get back to where you need to be. You see, there's so many people that want to be better, but they're not willing to do what is necessary. You can't have it both ways. You either have to do the right thing and help the body to stay afloat and stay healthy, or you're going to have other consequences. And I don't think anyone likes it, but there's so many that are getting involved in it. And we have a lot of things that we're doing that are creating havoc on your body. And it's not the body's fault. It's the body can only do what you allow it to do. If you let it do the right thing and stay clean inside, then you don't have those problems. But if you're one of those that's got to have all of the stuff that you can get that you like, and not necessarily what likes you, then this is how we clog up our systems. We have our fluid systems gets clogged up. Your liver can get clogged up. Your kidneys can get, all of these things can get overwrought with toxic waste. And then we wonder why we feel bad. And we have a lot of people that are carrying around too much poundage. And that's for another reason why we put too many things in there, and we keep doing it because we like to taste. And this is what happens. We end up with issues that we find ourselves going to the doctor, to the hospital, to different places, looking for answers to the questions when we just haven't been doing the right things. We haven't been following the right precepts, concepts, and whatever. It's so learning to eat to live instead of living to eat. That's what we all need to get involved in so that we don't have all of these breakdowns. And sure, I mean, you can have a little bit of something, as you go along, but when you overload your body with one particular thing or one type of thing, or you're putting things in that are causing you to have all of these blockages, and you are creating your own, demise. And I don't know of anyone, well, there may be someone that's, really don't like themselves enough to take care of themselves, but that's not what, you shouldn't do that. It's better, you're better off taking proper care of your health, and then you don't have to end up a lot in hospitals and doctors' places and whatever. You just go by your doctor and say hello, speak to him, and keep moving. But when you are in there looking for some pharmaceutical, or you're looking for some surgeries and whatever, then that means you have overdone it. Yeah, you've overdone the process of putting what you like into the body instead of putting what the body needs. The plant-based foods are much better for you. And, for those who just feel they have to have a little bit of flesh, do a little bit of that and a lot of the plant-based, because if you do it the other way, you're going to have problems. And we have a lot of people with those problems as we speak. We have clogged this and swollen this and all sorts of issues. Folks are going to get dialysis. Why? Because their fluid systems are clogged. Its blood is clogged up. And, we have things to assist you with that. Cardio for Life has helped a lot of people to get some results in getting their blood pressure in the blood and the circulation in the body better. It's just something that needs to be, addressed and used as it should be to help keep the body healthy. Otherwise, we're setting ourselves up for disaster, sickness, illness, whatever you want to call it. It's not healthy. But number one, it's not healthy. Good healthy plant-based food, eat that on major occasions, and every now and then, if you want to do something else, then you can get by with that. But if you're putting a lot of animal products into your body and taking them along with starches and all of these other things that they don't mix together, then you're setting yourself up for a catastrophe. And we see a lot of those people. And there are those, though, who are willing to change. You give them some knowledge and tell them some things, and then they give it a try. And some give it a try, and some actually get involved in it, and they change their lives, and they come back and they tell you, how they're feeling better, and they say, I'm going to do this more often. Well, that's one way to keep it rolling. Do it more than not. at least a couple of times a year, 2 to 3 times a year, you need to go through a cleanse. I mean, a serious cleanse that will say it will last for maybe a month, maybe a little bit longer. And if you do that, you will find that your body will function a lot better. But if you keep using what you like all the time and putting your own combinations together, all of those things will have you stored up and clogged up, and a lot of other ups and downs that your body will go through, because we are not giving it what it needs to stay healthy. See, anyone can be healthy if they just take time to make some changes. The body is fearfully and wonderfully made. I'm sure you've probably heard that before. It is fearfully and wonderfully made. But we put so much stuff in it that has no business being there, till that's when it really creates havoc for our body. And more people show up in a doctor's office looking for some fixes, and they're not looking for natural. They're not looking for, plant-based. They're looking for some pills they can take. And, right now you're being pushed a lot for these vaccines and so-called vaccines, and all these other things that are being shoved in your face, pushed out there, and saying, and people are grabbing it, thinking that it's the thing they should do. Well, the body can take care of itself if we just put the right stuff in it. You put the right food in, every now and then you go through a cleansing process, because you're not going to do anything perfect. Then you will keep the body in a state of repair. And we can do that if we so desire. It's not that we can't. It's just that there are some things that we want to eat all the time. We want to go to all of the fast food places and eat, this and that and the other, and we're putting a lot of things together that should never go together in a human body. So these are the things that give us a lot of problems. And as long as we follow that line of thinking, that's what we're going to have. Your body will break down, and then we'll look for somebody to fix it. If I had a nickel for all of the folks that have come into my office with problems over the last 40 plus years, I could retire and just, go in with the roosters. But that's, it's a labor of love when you find out something that, wow, this is real. By taking proper care of the body, you can have a better life. You can live longer. There are lots of positives that go along with that. But when we decide that, we want to just eat at the trough a lot, that's when we have a lot of problems. Eating at the trough. And if you don't know what the trough is, that's when you start eating like animals, eating at the trough. We are humans, and we should eat like humans. And I know there are a lot of folks that'll say, oh, well, we need some meat. Maybe you need a little bit, and maybe you don't need it at all, because there are folks that don't do it. I even know some bodybuilders that don't do it, and they are built. They look like bodybuilders. But then there are some that do it with the flesh side. But it shows you that you do not, it's not a must that you do that. See, it's so, there are ways to be healthy, and if we do it the right way, the body will last longer, as long as we don't get into accidents and all kinds of things. Because a lot of the things we do that create these problems come happenstance. They happen in a lot of different ways. So we have to learn to take better care of ourselves and eat right, and just stay on the good foot. Stay with the things that were meant for you. And if you desire, like you said, you want a little bit of something, but when you're putting all these things together, like certain things do not digest together, so you should not put them in your body at the same time. And any animal product and breads and things like that, they don't go together. And there's a book out there by Harvey and Marilyn Diamond. I talk about it quite a bit, about the cycles of life, the cycles of the body. If we follow those things, we have a better way of getting our body, up to scale from age to age to age. But if when we keep going against what is natural, then we set the stage for disaster. And there are a lot of sick people, can't get out of the bed. And we're not talking about everybody being senior citizens, but there are some of those that have problems and have been had it for quite a while. I get to talk to a lot of them on the phone. They call and have conversations about it, and often they really don't want to go through detoxing. They try to find ways to go around it, and the problem that they have at the time is because they have spent too much time going around it, and that's what causes a lot of our illnesses. And the hospitals and the pharmacies and whatever, they love to see you coming. I'm sure there's some doctors out there that care enough to want to help the people, but there's, in this society, the pharmaceutical industry is a big business. And the thing is that most of these things that they are offering, they don't cure anything. Every now and then that you might be able to shortstop something for a while, and then if you go back to doing the right things and cleaning up your body, then you don't have reoccurrences. Just keep reoccurring. But when we don't take proper care of them, that's what happens. We have a lot of reoccurring things, and we don't really want to spend a lot of time working on it. So things don't stay away too long. We do something for a good reason, and then as soon as we finish, we go right back to the old habits. And habits can be broken. Habits can be broken, but you have to have the desire to make a change. So if you want to change, then you can. And anyone who says they can't, well, I won't say what they are, but when you say you can't, that's you actually you're not telling the truth. We'll just leave it at that. Because if you are so caught up in what you are doing that you cannot make any changes, you can't change anything. You have to keep going down that path. Then there's a road bump. There's going to be several road bumps. There's going to be crashes. There's going to be a lot of things on your way to, wherever your end might be. And there are a few people who have made it into senior age, but it's not a lot, because if you're not taking proper care of your body, then the body can't take care of you if you're not taking care of it. You have to put the things in the body that keep the body healthy and keep the body from swelling, keep it from getting lumpy. All of these things that happen come from things that we are consuming that we should not be putting into our body. And so as long as we do that, we're going to have these problems. We keep putting the wrong things in the body, then you can get wrong results. Put the right things in the body, you get right results. And there are on Facebook and YouTube, you can see the programs that I'm on right now and the ones that I have been on. And every Wednesday we're here sharing because we care. We share because we care. I take care of my body as best I can, and you know, nobody's perfect. So let's see. Your desktop, stop sharing. Okay, I stopped sharing. It was down, and I took it up. I put it back up. So anyway, today is a day where on Wednesdays we spend time sharing with people to help them to overcome some of the maladies that they have already had to happen upon their body. And so anyway, there's a lot of things going on in our society that we're not following the right pretenses and the right paths or whatever. We do certain things because of this habit. We like this, we like that, or whatever, and we jump right at it. So it's imperative that we actually learn how to take proper care of ourselves. And the time, beautiful. So anyway, excuse me. We're open Monday through Friday here at the Holistic Health Service. And we open up at 9, and most of the time at 9, I'm busy on Zoom programs, and well, not Zooms all the time, Zoom today, but then there's other programs that I'm on Mondays. Usually we're on conference calls, learning more and sharing more with the people who come to those calls. And so this is something that anyone could do. It, would be a good idea to, if you found out a little bit about the limbic arc program and the things that Dr. Von Cook has created, and made it possible for others to partake of. It's a blessing. I've been involved with the limbic arc for over 3 years, and I've seen a lot of things that were like miraculous. But it's all because of energy. Energy is that. Energy is miraculous. It's how we misuse it is where we get a lot of problems. We don't do it in a way where it builds us up. We do it in ways where it tears us down. And energy is the major energy. If you have energy in your body, the body will be well. But if you keep putting garbage in your body, and that's what a lot of it is, garbage, then this is when the problem starts to change. The body starts to break down, and it becomes malnourished, and all of these different things. And sure, there are some that for a few minutes they will change a little bit and do a little bit of cleansing, but then they go right back to it. And see, it's something that should be something that you do periodically, throughout your life, to keep your body up and keep it healthy. Because if you don't, it's going down. And we'll be at the last minute, we'll be looking for someone to fix us. Conversations that I have with people, daily, is all about what's going on with them and how can I fix it. And so, I mean, I get questions asked to me like, well, could you know how to do this? Can you help me do this? And so, we don't treat dis-ease. We work with people to clean up this system so that they don't have dis-ease. If you start out with something and you get into the proper cleansing program, then you can help eradicate it. You don't have to keep living with it. But then there are those who, when they find out they have a little, this something somewhere that's not working right, what do? They head for the pharmacy. And that's part of the problem. We are putting too many things in the body that the body doesn't need, and we cause more problems when we do that. And I know that people aren't going to stop doing this just because I say so, and it doesn't bother me that at all. If you decide you want to be a person who puts a lot of pharmaceuticals in your body, then that's up to you. But there are better ways. There are ways that you can keep your body healthy and have a good long life, barring accidents, because those are going to happen at times. But incidents, when we create those incidents by putting things into our body that the body really doesn't need, or it needs in a rare amount, because you can get away with something, I guess, if you do it the right way. But if you do these things in a wrong way, then this is when it catches up with you. We have many times where people will come. They'll a lot of times they'll call and they'll just call you on the phone and want to ask a lot of questions, but they never show up to do anything. Then there are others who actually come into the place. We get some conversation going. We share some knowledge with them, and they jump at the opportunity to do something. And then when they follow that, whatever time period they go through, they come back and they'll let you know that this worked for me. And we know these things work. We're not, asking you to just say it did. No, we know that. For years and years and years, I've been involved in natural medicine, and I know it works. I don't have to ask anybody. I know it works. But there are those who just can't stay the course. They'll get started and stop, started and stop. And you will never get your body back on track that way. You need to get into a program and stay with that program to help you get your body back on the proper on the proper ground, as we say it like that. It gets you back on the proper footing, and then decide how you're going to maintain this. Well, number one, you have to look at what you're doing. What are you doing every day with that's going into your mouth? What are you putting into your body? If you're not putting in the right healthy things, then you're not going to maintain this program that you just went through to get your body back. It's not going to happen. If you keep putting the wrong things in there, then the same thing is going to happen again. So this is why it's so important to clean up the body periodically. And it doesn't mean once a year or once every 2 or 3 years or never. It means periodically you need to do some cleansing. It could be a 30-day program. And for those who think that 30 days is too long for you to stay away from all of the bad food that you put in your body, then you're going to continue to go down that same road. Because when we get addicted to anything, see, addiction is an addiction. I don't care what the substance is. If it has you hooked to where you must have it every time you look around, then you have a problem. And so it's time to really, look at yourself in a mirror or somewhere and realize that, okay, I'm creating havoc in my own body. So I need to start changing. I need to start cleansing. I need to start doing things that will allow my body to get into a much older age instead of just being around a while and suffering from a lot of different things, because I'm putting too much of the wrong things into my body and I'm doing it too often. See, that can get you back to where you need to be. And there are people who are doing it. There are people who have done it. And there are those who start and stop. So it takes all kinds. It takes all kinds, they say, to make a world. But if you want to be healthy and it's healthy, wealthy, and wise, you need to start doing some things that make sense and make sense all the time. That's how you do it. It's not about doing something one day and then the next day you think everything is going like that. There are no magic bullets out here. Magic bullets come out of guns, and that's what you're looking for. But your body is a temple, but if you treat it like a garbage disposal, then that's what it's going to be. And when you get a lot of things built up inside, clogged inside, circulation, your blood is not moving properly, or you have diabetes. So many things happen because of what we do to our bodies. You see, the body is fearfully and wonderfully made. If you treat it right, it'll serve you for a long time. If you don't, it won't. And so that's just a word to the wise should be sufficient. Take better care of your health so you'll have it longer. We all want to, have some things that we like, and you can do that, but you can't do it all the time. You can't make that be your main thing. Get into a pattern where you actually like plant-based foods and start doing more of that. And you can have, fruits are part of this. We can make fruit smoothies. There's a lot of different things you can do to create positive health and not have to keep running back to, your animals and dead food, because every time you cook some greens and you cook them over 120 degrees, the heat, your food is dead. Dead food has no energy. Everything that we put into our bodies should have some energy. The greens, the mustard greens, all of whatever kind of greens, those things have energy in them when they're done right. Now, if you're out there getting them out of a pasture somewhere where they've got a lot of, stuff, airplanes flying over, dust and everything, and then you're not getting that that I just spoke of. You're not getting that. You're getting something else. But when you get into a habit of putting organic stuff into your body, it has lots of energy. And the energy gets into your body when you prepare things properly. If you get some fruit, if the fruit was grown properly, you just wash it off and you can eat it. And it's going to give you some nutrition. But if you have this same apple that you got from somewhere where they had dusted it with a lot of stuff and it had GMO or whatever, then it's a different animal. It's a different animal. You may think it's the same, but it's not. So we need to always be aware of what is going into our body. What am I eating? And because if you don't, then these things are going to turn into things that you really didn't need. questions from the web.
I'm sorry, I'm gonna lay hands on downstairs.
Okay. So anyway, there are a lot of things that we can do to, keep our bodies up, return your health, because when you have a healthy problem, a health problem, and you keep going to the doctor and you keep getting, pills and things like that, you're not changing anything. You're actually putting things in the body that the body really doesn't know what to do with. And you can sometimes, get something to give you a short stay of whatever. But if you continue doing that, then it's going to go the other direction.
Okay. Doc, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Great. Sorry to drop in on you like this.
No problem.
But I have a long list of people that have emailed us that I just found. So my apologies to anyone that sent an email to Dr. Rabb and not got a response, but we just found the email. So, so some questions for you real quick.
Okay. Sure.
Okay. The first one was, again, this is back in going from May to October of last year. So, yeah. So that's why I was like freaking out about it. One was about you carrying colloidal silver. So I guess this is during the last part of the pandemic heat. So do you want to explain this colloidal silver to someone?
Well, first of all, it's what we have is nanoscale silver. It's not colloidal. Colloidal has metal in it, and the nanoscale doesn't, and it has a lot higher impact on the body. Anything that doesn't live on oxygen will have a problem with the nanosilver. Nanosilver is very potent, and it helps to correct a lot of different things in the body. So that's the one thing. But a lot of people have used, just regular, I guess they call it colloidal silver.
That's probably me just calling it that because I'm used to the old name.
Yeah, well, there was in the beginning, I used it too until I found out 20-something years ago, I found out about Scalar, or nanoscale silver, and that's what we've been using ever since. And also there's Scalar gold and several other levels that are there for various reasons, but all of these are very good for the body to help, get rid of pathogens and things of that nature.
Okay. Also, I'm going to kind of lump in probably 3 of the emails are pretty much the same thing, except for one's a little different. One person was a vegan and all of a sudden decided she had breast cancer. And the other ones are also cancer related also. And they wanted to know what they could do for their health on our end of it. And again, I know that you do not treat any medical issues directly like that, but they're looking for a general answer on that one.
Well, even though we don't per se treat diseases, especially, things like cancer and et cetera, but we have over the years helped a lot of people get better that came in here with that, but we never told them we were treating their cancer, never, and I never will. But there were people who overcame the problem because they stayed the course. They went through the detoxing. They went through cleaning up the body. You see, cancer is not a death sentence. It's a wake-up call. So if you do the right things, you can get over anything if you do it right. But see, someone who comes in and they figure, well, I get one little kit here and I'm going to do this and then I'm done. Well, that may not suffice for you. You may need to do more. And we've had people that have had, stays with us where they went through the process, and in some of them we didn't see for a while. And I'll never forget this one lady. She came back. It was like 3 or 4 years later. We hadn't seen her all that time. And of course, we thought she had, gone on to the upper room. And she just happened to walk in one day, and she was just as bubbly as she could be. And she said, "Yeah, I knew you thought I was dead. I ain't dead." And it was really like a blessing. We were so glad to see her. And there are other people who have overcome it, but there are those who have come in, got a product, got some products and was supposed to follow them, and we never heard of them again. So we don't know what they did. But we have also had a number of people who did overcome their malady, regardless of what it was called. And a lot of them it was called cancer, and some went through the program 2 times, some went through longer, but they got better. So it's all about what you do, and not so much about talking about we cure this, we cure that. We don't cure anything. What we do is show people how to follow plant-based nutrition to get their health back.
Okay. And also, I guess just a different name, basically. Young lady has a issue with fibroids,
yeah,
and heavy bleeding. And she's looking at an alternative other than doing the surgery.
Well, again, this begins with detoxification of the body, which means cleaning the body up inside. And if she's having a lot of bleeding, even the cardio for life would be something that could be also added into that program. And if these things are followed that way, and we also have some herbal products too that assist the body in that area. But again, we have to be very careful talking about we cure something. The body heals itself if you put the right things in it. And this is how these things happen. So yes, I've had people that came in with all kinds of issues. And those who put in the effort and did it the right amount of time, a lot of them, we still have them as friends that come in, and they'll get some more programs or whatever to keep going. But that's usually what happens when someone has really overcome a situation, and they realize that they were blessed to go through that. They come back. They come back and say, "Well, it's time for me to do another detox, or it's time for me to do this." But not once have I told anybody that we were going to cure them. No, we say, we're going to detox. We're going to get the toxins out of your body and let your body do the healing. Your body is far greater healer than I am. So, that's how we do this. So we never talk about we are curing you. No, I don't cure anything.
Okay. And again, I know about the different protocols. I guess someone's asking about the cancer protocol, or I guess that'd be more on the lines of your incurables program.
Yeah, unfortunately, the company that we were getting the program from, they don't have the major part of it at this time, so we can't do that. We can't get that at this point. Hopefully, sometime they will be able to get that back into their repertoire, and then, we will be able to get back in there again. But even with that, we never tell people we're curing their cancer, but they get well. Why? Because they follow the plan, and they do it the right amount of time. And that's really what it's about. It's about putting the right things in your body and keeping all of the wrong stuff out of your body. Detox your body periodically. Don't just wait until you get a problem and decide, okay, I want to do this. No, do it before the problem, before you have a problem. That way you don't have to have a problem. But, that's not what most people do. They wait till they get a problem, and then they start looking for a fix.
Okay. And near the last one, and I guess this is one that me and you go back and forth about, is someone's asking about the eye wash protocols, if you have anything for eye wash.
Well, we have some things that we make for people you can use for the vision, and to say it's going to make everybody better, a lot of it depends on what stages they've gotten to and what the situation is. Personally, I had to go to get my eye done because I waited too late to do anything for it. I mean, initially I started putting some little things that I had made, not little things, because I have people who use them and theirs was very successful. But I wasn't doing it. I was busy. I was all over the universe, going here, going there, doing seminars. That's what I was doing. And I loved it. And the people kept sending me tickets to come. And so I got out of, really taking proper care of myself. So I understand why some of these things happen to me. But there are herbs that can help people, because there's a lady now that every year she was ordering a case of the eye capsules, and she would do it every year. But this time we didn't have it to give her, to send her. So I sent her something, what I had, sent it by a friend of hers so she could get started. But there are a lot of things that you can do if you do them. Otherwise, if we don't put in the time or put in the work, then most things aren't going to happen. Everything we have on our shelves will do some good. But to tell somebody this is going to cure this and cure that and cure that, no, I don't do that. I don't tell people that. I just say, follow the plan. Clean your system, detox your body, get all the garbage out, put good stuff in, and you'll see things happen. And it usually happens for the better.
Okay. So that is pretty much it. The rest of them, again, I apologize to anyone that's sent Dr. Rabb an email and he's not responded, because that is my fault on that end. We still do have the one-on-one Zoom meetings, but what I tell most people is, I tell them every time, I said, he's going to tell you to detox. He's going to tell you to go on vegan program. Am I correct, Dr. Rabb?
Yeah, you want to get well, you do the right things. You can't keep putting the same things in your body that made you sick and think you're going to get better.
Yeah. So if you have not kind of done those things, I would put off spending money on a consultation and go straight to the products and just ask about the details about that. And if it gets complicated on that end, then I would suggest doing the one-on-one meeting with Dr. Rabb. You can always call in still, correct, Dr. Rabb?
Yeah, that people call in, come in, but the thing is, since what's that thing that happened some years ago? since COVID or whatever, we haven't been charging people for sessions. We sell them the products. We don't, and I could have kept doing that, and I'm sure a lot of people are still doing it. And at some point, I will have to do it also, because we have bills to pay and things like that. But right now, we are helping the people we can, and sure, our products we have to purchase. They have to purchase that, because otherwise we wouldn't be in this building. But other than that, right now, if someone has a question, if they just want to come in, just come into the facility, and I'll answer a question or two, sometimes maybe three, whatever, because we're here to assist people that want help.
Okay. Well, thank you for answering those questions. Again, I apologize to anyone who sent an email. And those of you that do need the Zoom appointments, I'll be setting those up soon also with Dr. Rabb, and we'll go forward with that. Thank you, Dr. Rabb, for your time. I'm going to continue in the other room quietly now.
This was a good thing. There are a lot of people that, want to hear some things because, I'd be talking for a whole hour. I don't mind sharing, some of the things that we've gone through over the years. And because I've done a lot of traveling and all through the United States and out of the United States and met a lot of people, helped a lot of people. I still get calls from people in other parts of the country that I haven't seen lately, and some of them I don't even remember. But there are those that I do remember because they were people that, you were with them maybe 3 or 4 different times. And so the goal is still to reach people where they live and, assist them in getting better, because everyone should want to have a positive health, but not everyone is working on it. So you have to really get to some stage where you start to take better care of your health. If you take care of your health, you'll have health. If you don't, you won't. Eventually it's going to break down, and then we have so many people that instead of going to natural, then at that point they leave and they go to the hospital, they go to the doctor, they go to the pharmacist. They don't because they don't know about natural, and I guess they don't trust it or whatever. But they figure it's easier to go and swallow some pills. But God's pharmacy is the pharmacy you need to be checking out more than anything. With all of this plant-based things out here that haven't been GMO'd, you want things that are healthy and they can make you better instead of making you, worse. You don't want that. You want to get better. So anyway, we're getting close to the end of our road here for today. And hopefully something that was said will, help you to do what you need to do. So let's see, we got 9:59. We're right near the end of our road here for today. And again, we're here each Wednesday morning sharing knowledge and hoping that some people are listening so that we can help people get better that want to get better. So until next week, have a blessed day, and do everything you can to make yourself healthy, because you don't want to be sick. Peace and love, everyone. Peace and love, and we will see you next time.